Actually, I've been involved with training. I've been involved with CMF for a long time now. So I actually have developed my own software, and in 1994 it was actually voted one of the top five software under the PCOM. PCOM is every year. PCOM every year they give award. So I managed to reach the top five. Okay, so that's where I am now, and ever since I have been actually improving it and all that. But time is catching up now, so I'm not that young. Just like Mane said, I've been orang lama, old man already. Okay, so I thought it would be good to pass on some of the things to the younger set of people like Mr. Wong, so that they have a set of programmer. They can do much more things than me, lah. So I need to rest my brain a little bit to conserve it, lah. So what I'm going to do is, and I have been doing training for a long time, for a long time. In fact, I understand one of your this asset management is under your one of the master program.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So I actually was teaching in I was actually teaching in UTM, one of the master program. So I do teaching in a lot of this training institute, and it was one of those good program now. So I thought maybe I would enroll myself into the course. So I enrolled into the course, and the professor told me, look, Timothy, now that you are a student, you cannot be a teacher anymore. Okay. Okay. But all the same, we are learning all the time.
Yeah.
Learning never stops. Okay, without much further ado, what I do is I will show you my software. I'm not showing you the software. I'm just showing you why you need to incorporate CMMS into your asset management. So, yeah, I have been doing this for 30 over years and all that. So I hope you can see my slide. Basically, you know that maintenance. Okay, maintenance basically is what evolution. In the sense that it does not. A lot of the things that we have done, in fact, maintenance, has been there for donkey years and all that, but slowly it has been evolved, in the sense it keep on changes, little bit changes and all that. So, yeah, from the caveman to today, what we have, and then you know that we have what they call the first generations maintenance management, whereby we said, look, you don't fix anything until the thing break, and then we work towards what we call a planned maintenance. And today, of course, things are a bit more sophisticated, so we have predictive maintenance. Then we have the IoT of things, so in other words, a very sort of AI sort of technology, in the sense that the machine will tell you when I'm sick. Okay, so those are very high tech, IoT and all that. But things like will evolve. So so from breakdown maintenance, but at the core of it is actually what we call preventive maintenance. So preventive maintenance, the whole concept never runs. We can come up with very sophisticated tools and all that, but this is the basic. This is basic. So if you were to look at some of the what they call maintenance good practices, which I have listed here, but again, it may not be the only one. So there are other things. So today people are talking about total preventive maintenance. Of course, RCM is one of those high things, but not so easy to implement. Then we have predictive maintenance. Then we always come back to preventive maintenance. So computerized maintenance, which is CMMS, is basically take your preventive maintenance to a higher step. That's all. In other words, you just computerize it. Just like we have our account system, we computerize it. Whatever you have, we computerize. And whatever we computerize, it will benefit us in terms of information flow and extraction. And not only that, but it will help us to do what we call maintenance improvement. If you can collect enough data for analysis, then you move towards what you call the root cause failure analysis, whereby you can actually use the data to analyze, why things are break down and all that. Otherwise, we will end up with a very manual sort of system. And CMMS has been there for a long time. So for a long time, a basic definition is okay, a top CMMS solution will support tracking, reporting of condition monitoring data on the equipment and enable works order. So basically, at the end of the day, it's actually a works order system, which is by and large the important thing to take note of, to automatically generate when an alarm is triggered. So a good system will be able to give you automatic works order generation, and give and track your works order, what has been done, what has not been done, and so on and so forth. So I believe that in your asset management, you will introduce things like preventive maintenance. And where the CMMS fit in, CMS fit in there. So you will have your, basically all of us have what we call our, we have, basically what we have is, okay, I better put this screen a bit bigger and move myself behind. So basically, you will see that CMMS will sit somewhere there to actually organize and to manage the whole maintenance process, whether it's day to day, week to week, month to month, whether it's a preventive maintenance, whether it's a breakdown maintenance. Basically, it's there to actually handle and to manage. So,
I'm sorry, Tim. ECCM stands for what? ECCM.
Which one?
The previous slide, on top you have PM and ECCM.
Oh, so this one is this is just one of the image I pick up. Basically, it stands for preventive maintenance and it stands for what? Equipment equipment care and maintenance in there. Basically you can just ignore the terms. Basically, because maintenance, we move towards to very basic day to day to very scheduled maintenance. So this is one of the acronym they use it stands for equipment K and don't know very critical K or what maintenance. But basically it's a planned maintenance thing. So the road to good maintenance is actually, you see, you got your asset, and then at the end of the day, the whole idea of a good maintenance system is to generate works order and keep track of them. Of course, then we know that it's not that simple, but then we got to keep track of the spare parts and so on and so forth. So your CMMS will actually tie in with other things. Of course, in terms of benefit, then again, today even in ISO, for example, one of the key things that they would actually ask is whether do you have actually a system to keep track of your maintenance. Because the the ISO initially when it came out, it talked about what recording. It talked about inspection of meters and all that. But we know that it's not just a meter, but actually the equipment need to be inspected. Then you talk about calibration of instrument. Equipment need to be calibrated. So therefore, at the end of the day, they find out, we also need to have a system for your maintenance. Because if you look at good maintenance practices, a lot of time unquality work come from bad maintenance. So therefore, good maintenance is essential. Not to talk about how does it keep track of our thing, like when is the thing is due for inspection. Sometimes we have this statutory requirement, especially on your pressure vessel and so on. So it helps us to keep track of things like that, whereby we cannot give a miss for the maintenance, especially in terms of safety item, your firefighting equipment and all that. That, of course, information. The question is, do you know how much you spend on maintenance? Where does your money go through? What type of equipment? Which part of the equipment? What sort of problem do you actually encounter? Do you have a collection of them? What is the performance like? What is the MTBF? MTTR? What is the downtime? What is the uptime? So therefore, a good maintenance system may be able to give you those readings for you to analyze. So if you do not know how to analyze, you actually running a system without much knowledge. But you see, in common, engineers are very bad administrators. Okay. We are very good at solving problem. When you got a problem, we got to fix it up. But to ask us to big report keep a record of things and all that, most engineers are not very good at that. We are not administrators. So therefore, to come up with reports, data and all that is really quite a hassle. So therefore, the CMMS will help us to do that. So the CMMS is actually a maintenance tool. We think that our maintenance tool is our spanner, our what you call a screwdriver, test pen, and walk around with the test pen and all that. But you see, the CMMS is actually a maintenance tool for us to use, to analyze, to enhance, and to keep our maintenance in control. It helps us to analyze, it helps us to monitor things and all that. So as such, a CMMS is actually a maintenance tool. Only thing, this is a soft tool rather than the hard tool that we talk about. So of course, maintenance, actually, the CMS will incorporate a lot of things. Like at the backbone of the CMS is actually a plant maintenance. So you can see on top them PM schedule. So that's the backbone of the whole thing. But not only that, but it actually helps us to do a lot of things. Like, for example, help to keep track of our works order, our equipment history. When was the last time you break down? What did you do the last time? Who actually did it? So those are information that is very key, or very important for us to understand what is happening. And then how to generate works order, how to have what you call spare part inventory. If can help you to do budgeting, and you can tie into your predictive maintenance, will be the best. So basically, there's a lot of things that the maintenance or the CMS actually help us to do. So it's not just a PM2. You see, so therefore the reason is if you are doing asset management, you cannot do without a CMMS, because the CMMS, number one, is one of those what we call good maintenance practices. Now there are a lot of CMMS in the market. If you care to search, ranging from very cheap to very expensive. Some are even free. You can actually have all that. We also know what is free may not be the best, and also we need to talk about support and it's not just the software. Actually, it's not just the software, but actually the implementation process is very important. Now I have so many CMMS, a few hundred of them. Not all of them are successful. Because why? Because the implementation is no good. The people who buy the thing from me are not very focused on this, so they don't keep up the momentum. In other words, like a lot of the good toys that we buy, we buy, after a while we're very happy, and then after that we put it aside, become white elephant. Not only small company, big company also same. So I have seen big company like cement company. We have seen the even the auto industry like Proton. I also understand they buy a very big system. No, after a few years, the thing is like lying don't know where. Not properly used. So so the whole thing is not just the software that's important, but the whole concept of maintenance process and the whole concept of how to implement the thing properly. If you don't teach the people properly, then after a while you become a white elephant. That's where the dilemma of the engineers comes. The dilemma facing maintenance manager is an engineer is the process of searching a system that suit their particular needs. Because not all the factories are the same. Not all maintenance assets are the same. So sometimes we have very niche thing. So we can actually buy a very standard product. Then we need a bit of customization. But at the end of it, it's a selection process. So a lot of times, the engineer find it difficult. So they procrastinate. They sit on it. One day, 2 day until the pandemic is over. Also, they cannot make a decision. Okay, so it will take long time. So therefore, we need to equip people from the start. We need to equip people from the start because so if you see, for example, today, education and training. So it has been said, I'm not sure how true is that. It has been said, if you look at the Japanese education system, for example, the people are taught very simple thing. So, like for example, the server QC2, for example. So it has been said that the Japanese education system, these things are already built in. So when the people graduate, they are actually ready for the industry. But here is different. Here is different. After they come into the industry, now we give them training on server QC2. So it's something like that. So same thing, if you are trained as an engineer, you should be trained in CMMS. So that by the time you come out from college or from university, you are ready to actually implement a CMMS system. Not to start learning what CMMS is all about. So therefore, it's important that we actually build this into the system. Just like, for example, today, by the time the person graduates from uni or from school, they know how to use the software, they know how to use Microsoft Office, So you don't want to employ somebody, and then when they come in, and then okay, now I send you to Microsoft Word doc or Excel. So you don't do that, because when they come in, we expect them to know this. So if you're a maintenance engineer, when they come out, we expect you to know this. So this is an expectation. It's not like, okay, it's not an option. So yeah, then they have different system. We have what you call standalone system. We have a network system. Then today, of course, everything is on the cloud. So everything is on the cloud. That's why we are moving to. That's why we are moving towards on a cloud basis. So CMS is also a strategy for your IR4. Yeah. So yeah, I have clients that begin to re-implement actually this company re-implement the CMMS because they said, look, we are geared towards the IR4. So it will be part. I'm not saying that CMMS is the only strategy or only tool that you work towards that. But if you are manning the equipment and asset in your company, then CMS should be a strategy. It's one of the strategy that you should be using to work towards the IR4. Yeah, with that, I will end my sharing. So my point here is how CMMS fit it into an asset management system, and how as an educational institute, you should actually incorporate CMMS into your curriculum, so that by the time the graduate from or graduate from your course or whatever it is, they are ready. In other words, they have sufficient knowledge to know what CMMS is all about. To select which CMMS and all that is a different thing. Is a different thing. Uh, so with that, I will end my sharing. Thank you very much for your listening, for your patience and all that. With that, I will pass back to Malik.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tim. Thank you, everybody. Before I pass the floor to Mr. Wong, is there any question from Mr. Tim at the moment?
Okay, personally, I actually have developed CMMS, and in 1994, I was awarded the PCOM, what do you call it, finalist. Yeah, finalist. So the finalist is the top 5%. So I may not be the top, but I was part of the five, top five. I'm still having my system, the one that I've developed. I'm still using it to help my clients to computerize the maintenance management. But the one that you see on the screen is not mine. It's not mine. It belongs to an associate. And this is a web based. This is a web based online. So right now I'm actually running it online. I hope the thing is working properly. Okay. So this is what you call the landing page. This is what you call the landing page. Then we have on the left. Then we have some sort of menu there. Okay, this is now if I click CMS. Okay, good. So this is Ray Online. So just be a bit patient as it's trying to work its way to get the file. If I run the desktop version, it will be faster. So basically, this is the main page. This is the main page. Okay, just now was the landing page, but this is what you call the CMMS thing. Now, on the left side, we have some menus. I just highlight, which I won't have time to go into that. If you can see it on the screen. So again, select your speaker view. Run full screen, and then you can see this one big. So if you run gallery view and all that, and make it small, then you would not be able to see some of the things. So that CMS is where we are right now. I will show you later on here. Then we have report. There are multiple reports which I won't show you today. Then we have what you call. We have setup. So setup is to set up the peripheral for some of the requirements of the system. Just like, for example, basically the configuration. So in a lot of software, you go in, you want to configure things properly first. So setup is actually to configure some of the table before we actually start. But because it's a demo, I won't show it to you. Okay, basically you will see this is the calendar. If there's a job schedule, it should show up here. But here I don't have any schedule for today. So because I just want to show you some of the basic function. Now down here you can see that we have asset, we have PM schedule, then we have works order. Now these are basically you should know a CMS is a software, and it's a database software. In other words, we are working with data. So we are working with database, and each data is actually a file or what we call a table. Okay, so hope you can understand that. Now this asset, you see this green one asset. Basically, if I go to schedule, the sort of the screen will be quite consistent. It will show you what asset I have, and now I just show you one or two things, because all the screen all are quite similar. So asset. So let's suppose that you want to add in a new asset. So you see new item. So you click this one, then you basically add in a new asset. Just hold on as the internet are being refreshed. Okay, it's coming up. Okay, so when I click the add new item, there will be a screen here where I can actually input a new item. So a new item is your asset. Okay, so whatever you want, you fill it up, no? You fill up and all that, and then you save or you don't save. In this case, I will not save it. Okay, so we are back here. Okay, so you can add new item. It's quite straightforward. You add in item and all that. If you want to make changes, you can actually edit. So edit again. Okay, I don't want this. Okay, let's say for example, if on this on this information, if you edit, okay, if you edit, then the same form will come up, but only thing this one will be the information whereby you can make changes. So to edit means to make changes. Yeah, the net is so you see, then the information will pop up and then you can change. So you can make changes. Once you change it, you can save or you don't save. In this case, I don't save. I just want to show you how the thing operate. The same how it can be very simple. For example. Let's see. Yeah, I don't like this one. Okay, so as that, so you can add an item, you can make changes to the item, and the information will display here in row and column. So now all the asset we have attribute. What department does this equipment belong to? What sort of system it is? Whether it's aircon system, firefighting system, so on and so forth. Location, where is it? But if you just want to shortlist, you can actually, like for example, rearrange from just like your spreadsheet. You can actually arrange the thing from A to Z, or for example, you just want to find out what are the facility equipment. Then you can actually shortlist that. Yeah, then if you want to arrange it in alphabetical order, you can do that. All the facility, let's say for example, okay, so then you have all this everything back. So you can actually select, make any selection you want, and it will display. Now this one again, now there are what you call reports, whereby we can actually print it out. I see got time, I will show you that. Now the other thing I just want to show you is you can easily sort of export it to an Excel sheet. So is that look, because a lot of us are very familiar with Excel sheet. So if you have the data in Excel sheet, we seem to be in control. Any other thing then we seem to have lost control. So you can easily sort of click this one and actually export that to Excel. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure whether it's safe or not. Yeah, I'm not sure whether you can see that on your screen, so I won't actually do that now. Okay, let's see. Let's say, okay, report, just to show you the report. Yeah, so then again, there are report for aside for the PM schedule and all that. Basically, if you go into report, basically that's what you see. Yeah, so you can see your asset, and then of course you can now this down here is things that you can actually what you call a dialog, whereby you can actually select location one, then you're talking about only facilities. Then of course if you want to print out, then you can actually go to the uh, yeah, you can actually send it to the printer and sort of thing. Okay, I forgot to explain this one. Let me go back into this CMMS and explain the scheduling and the works order system first. I forget about it. So just now what I was showing you is actually only the asset. So you have a lot of the asset. Now for each asset you need to build up or you need to set up this plan maintenance. And you build up what you call the plan maintenance, which is actually the PM schedule. Now in the PM schedule, I just let's see. I will just highlight. I will highlight some of the fields. Now for PM schedule, what you do is you need to come up with a plan. Okay, how often are you going to service this equipment? When it's due, what are you going to do? Okay, this is the preventive maintenance schedule. Basically, date or meter base. Some of the things. If I okay, I'm not sure. I can highlight. Yeah, if you look at this, for example, let's see. Okay, you see your ID task. In the ID task is actually what instruction. So when the job is due, what sort of instruction do you have? What are the instruction? What spare part do you need? Okay, good. Schedule date. When is it scheduled? What sort of grace period? Explain that in another sort of situation. Whether the type is variable or is it fixed maintenance. So sometimes the date we put it as vary. Frequency. What is the date due? Okay, service date. then it can be meter frequency and all that. So these are some of the information that you can expect from scheduling. Now, so what happened is the system, when the date is reached, the system automatically schedule a works order. So in other words, the works order generation from this software is actually automatic. And it will open and releases a works order. And therefore, you need to go to the works order system. Then you have to go to the works order system and find out, okay, what sort of, if like for example, you need to go to your works order system and find out, okay, now the works order system again, there are a lot of fields, a lot of attribute and all that. So what you need to do is, okay, you want to find out what are open. So we have completed or released. Release means okay, I only want to look at the release. Okay, so now this one is released. This is a plan works order type. This is plan maintenance. This is a breakdown. So normally, if you're talking about plan maintenance, you want to see how many have been released, how many plan maintenance are there, so that you can actually select them and print them out, so that you can give it to your technicians and whatever you have, so that you can actually service the thing and come back, then you update it. So you see, therefore your works order system will be able to generate a lot of reports and do analysis. So your works order system, basically there are different type. If I may show you here, it can be breakdown, it can be planned, it can be unplanned, and so on and so forth. So there are actually a few categories. For unplanned maintenance, then we have a different fields that you need to fit on. Okay, let's maintenance. I'm very involved with the CMMS things. So I still provide consultancy for people to set up the CMMS. Like I told you before, the implementation process is sometimes very critical. So last time what I do is I just sell my software and I move on, But today I realized that actually that is not a very good strategy, because a lot of times these people don't really implement properly. So after a while they sort of give up, they lost the momentum, and then I move to other clients. So I would like to spend more time. I would like to spend more time with the client to actually do a proper setup, a proper implementation before I should move on. So that is my strategy. That's what I would like to do. Of course, I still conduct seminars and courses, both for in-house, for public courses and all that. And some of the area of interest, topics of interest for me, I have one whole list, but these are more frequent sort of things. Facilities operation, building maintenance, principle of preventive maintenance. Like I told you before, we are in 2021, but and a lot of things have moved on very far ahead in terms of ICT and all that. But the maintenance seems to be maintenance department seems to be a little bit sort of stagnant. A bit the people in terms of adopting the technology not moving as fast. You look at other technology like handphone and all that. Wow, people move so fast. But in terms of CMS, the maintenance department don't seem to be adopting the technology so fast. So that is a sad news. But the good news is there will be a lot of opportunity to reach out to them. Okay, that is the other side. So the good news is a lot of people are not adopted. So then therefore you can still reach out to them. So I do computerized maintenance management system, both in terms of teaching, those in terms of implementation. Some of the other mechanical, I basically I'm a mechanical guy by training. But somehow along the line I pick up IT, so I also very much into IT. Yeah. So, but some of the mechanical things that I like actually is pumps. I like to teach pumps. So I have this course which I run quite frequently. A practical approach to pumps and all that. If you got opportunity, then you try to try to sort of test me out and see what I can sort of teach your people in terms of pump. And of course, recently because of the lockdown and of the online experiences, I also come up with courses how to create good online presentation, how to use OBS to for online presentation. Okay, so that is my latest. That's my latest sort of area of interest. How to show people, to actually put on a slide side by side, and how do you actually blow it up, disappear, and then come back. Okay, how to use a whiteboard with a stylus pen and all that. So the other things that I do quite frequently in the past is actually effective root cause analysis or root cause failure analysis if you're looking at breakdowns and all that. And of course, one of the other area I also do project management, but I try to focus on some of these topics nowadays. Like I told you before, one of the things that my latest area of interest is how to teach using OBS. So let's say for example, right now you're using GoToMeeting, then you want to share your screen. Okay, you just share your screen from a PowerPoint and all that. But OBS is another software we can use to pick it up as a virtual camera and send it into your GoToMeeting, or go to Zoom and all that. So that is my other area. I do talks. I do for in-house, and I do one-to-one. So sometimes people want to be taught one-to-one because they really want to set up their system to run the presentation in next week or in the coming week. So they want to get it right. So in the bigger meeting, sometimes we cannot sort of slow down because everybody